Coolest stuff you can practice when it comes to bebop. The first thing is
think like a drummer. Let's take a simple phrase like
you're targeting that third from a bunch of ways, right?
exactly.
So that's already cool. You know, you can take just the third of that triad over here, and you're aiming into it with this device. Right,
Exactly.
that's really cool.
And it's all on F.
Right.
You're just like, if you play an F, you can just play this. But connecting to the drummer point, that's the key, because you're like,
Yeah.
that's the thing.
Right.
Much less convincing.
Mm-hmm.
It's also like hearing the subdivisions inside, like, right? So,
The dynamics and the articulation,
right.
just like when a drummer like applies it. Right?
Exactly. Or yeah, right. Like you have the trill. Like if you take the trill out, so like, right,
Alright.
super funky, right? Like or swing, funk. It's all like in the same family.
Right, give me another one.
Yeah. Because you will have like. Right? That's the classic, very known.
So you're kind of like spelling out the arpeggio of the first chord, aiming into the third of that C,
Exactly.
and then, right, also emphasizing the flat 9 there, but you're landing on the 5 of F.
Exactly.
So
No, that's the key. What you said, what I did, like from the da 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 da.
Right.
Then I take it like another variations of the bebop thing. Yeah, right. So like,
right.
and then you put the emphasis on the flat 9.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
That's
no.
really cool. When you're practicing stuff, instead of just playing it like, oh, I learned a phrase, let's move on to the next one, maybe we can squeeze that lemon and get more of the articulation and
Yeah.
different emphasis.
Yeah, and it also leads to the next point that is very important is the voice leading. You know, behind the bebop phrasing.
Right. Like
Because-
a narrative
Right. Yeah.
of a story, right? And you have
Exactly.
then you have the house and the
Exactly.
sunshine and the stuff, but there's like the backbones of the story.
Exactly. It makes sense. It's like if you need to go from A to B, there's a lot of ways to do it. Endless, I would say. In this particular one, 5, flat 9.
You have a very developed language on the instrument. I'm curious if your approach, looking back, was it more of voice leading is a very important device. I should tackle this in my practice. Today I'm going to work on voice leading. Or was it, well, I'm just transcribing a bunch of stuff because that's how I learn best.
To me, it came after a while. It started off from transcribing a lot of solos, like really a lot, you know?
Right.
Like some voice sessions, Barker, 15
It's
or
on.
20 solos there,
Right.
you know, right?
Right.
The melody itself is already so much, right? You take like a melody like a Mus de Much.
Yeah.
Just the rhythm value of this, like without the notes, it sounds like a drum solo.
That's absolutely a drum solo right there.
It's total drum solo. This is why it's so nice to hear it. It's so like it's all the time like makes you move.
You know, I teach a bunch. I have many students. Each one of them is talented in his own unique ways.
Right.
And I think that rhythm is something that some people have it very intuitively, and some people learn it and then they become masters at it. But for me, rhythm was the first thing that was natural to me on the instrument.
Right.
I started off as a drummer, and that's the only thing I thought about. Rhythm.
All right. I didn't know that you started off with it.
I've been listening to you and playing with you for like 20 years. You know, I knew you back then. You had a very, very strong sense of rhythm. So how would you help someone if you haven't experienced that? Like, how can we teach people to become better rhythmic improvisers?
For a long while, the more my ideas grew, I wanted to do more and more complex stuff. Then on a recording session, it would sound like it's rushing, like the rhythm is not there. I worked a lot with the metronome and it helped, but it wasn't still the essence. And what I learned is the essence is subdivisions.
Mm-hmm.
I think subdivisions are the key, because if we take, for example, this head again, you know, bam, bam, da, dam, da, 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 I'll do it without subdivisions, and you'll see how it feels like that. It doesn't sound bad, right? Sing about it like the drummer, like
Now you got my attention.
right.
It's kind of like
what would I
speech.
do? It's like if I do like those are the subdivisions. Because like 1, 2, 3, 4, that's like 4. But if I divide it to 3,
Nice. There's
right?
contrast in the rhythm.
Right. When you go and you feel that and you play with that, that's time. Then your time is on point, because you tell some kind of a story that is in the pulse of the song.